What do you think it is about nature that helps us reset our creative abilities?
I think that there's beauty in nature that is humbling. So I can paint a painting, I can draw a drawing, and I can be pretty proud of myself and think it's pretty great. And then I go on a hike and I just think, there is no way that humans could ever create the beauty of the moss that I'm looking at right now close up. Like the colors, the green and the orange and the balance of it. So it just kind of has this power of keeping us humble, I think, and keeping us in conversation with something bigger than us.
I'll never forget standing at the top of Horse Thief Canyon, with the wind blowing the long grass sideways and the sun piercing through the clouds. This is the day that I fell in love with nature. Nature has always been a place of healing for me. Walking through a forest, standing on the peak of a mountain, or even swimming in ice-cold water are sources of power. Time stands still and the weight of the world is lifted. It's almost indescribable how freeing it can be to fully immerse yourself in the natural world. In this way, nature and creativity intersect for me in healing and growth. Its timelessness, scale, and raw power are grounding and put everything into perspective. This healing power allows me to continually recreate myself, reshaping my life to find purpose.
Nature has always been a big part of my life. Growing up, I spent a lot of time skiing and mountain biking. During university, I began to hike and camp, and soon after, bought a camera to capture the beauty of the outdoors. As time went on, I kept finding myself further and further into the wilderness. It is difficult to conceptualize what it is about nature that attracts me to it. Perhaps it is the unique shapes of green ferns and moss that populate the forest floor, or the taste of fresh glacier water. Perhaps it is the sound of birds in the morning, or the frigid dips in cold alpine lakes. Whatever it is, it keeps me coming back for more. I often hear people saying, "Put your camera down and enjoy the view," or "Live in the moment." But for me, photographing the beauty of the outdoors is how I live in the moment and take in the scenery around me. By framing photographs and creating compositions, I am analyzing the scene more than I ever would. I notice the colors in the sky. I notice the patterns in the trees. I notice the shapes of mountain peaks as they layer off into the distance. While I notice these beautiful aspects of the natural world, I enter a state of flow. And when in this state of flow, I create art. I create art that captures memories. I create art for inspiration, for myself and for others.
For me, and I think for a lot of people, the past 14 months have been really isolating, really challenging, and I know I'm personally looking for a way to move forward out of the pandemic. You know, to me, traveling, nature, and the outdoors have always been the spaces where I most keenly feel a sense of flow, and where I feel most at peace with myself. During the past 2 weeks of the class, one of the things I spent a lot of time reflecting on is how to reignite a sense of creativity that's been dulled during the pandemic. What I've come to realize is that the outdoors are a real place of creativity for me, and they're a place where I feel the sense of imagination and sense of possibility and an openness to different ways of seeing the world. Coming out of COVID, I want to challenge myself to reconnect with the outdoors and with this sense of creativity, to really reflect on what it is that makes me feel this sense of peace, the sense of flow when I'm traveling or when I'm in nature, and how to connect this with my everyday, to really work on finding more of these moments as I move through the world.